Hello and welcome to the Lost and Faded podcast, where we get faded and lost into our movie on film for the week. This week, Captain America: Brave New World with Dan and Chris. So sit back, roll up, and join the smoke sesh. Like and subscribe if you enjoy. I want to say a little bit before we get into this movie. This movie had a lot of bad energy coming from people before it came out.
Yeah.
Like lack of hype.
Lack of hype.
Anti-hype.
Yeah, anti-hype.
And lack. It was just everybody was hating on it so hard for honestly
No reason.
no reason. There was reasons, but
there was rumors that were trying to ruin the movie. There was rumors that they'd reshot the movie 3 times over a year, which wasn't true. They only did 1 reshoot. And then they tried to do a budget it wouldn't make its money, and the budget was insane for its movie, which this budget is similar to The Winter Soldier.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that they were saying it was a smaller, 180 million.
Yeah.
that's what I saw,
Yeah.
Which it's probably about to make it in the second week back.
This is everybody's first Captain America movie. They didn't have to, they didn't have to pay him as much, Probably. It wasn't, this is, they were probably,
It's messed up because this is his 6th or 5th movie.
Right. They were probably, this is your first Captain America movie, so you get
the Chris Evans first Avenger pay.
Yes. That Falcon pay doesn't count. You start back over.
Yeah, that might be, but it wasn't too many big stars in it either.
Yeah.
There was a lot of lower people, which I'm glad that we're building up these smaller side characters.
The new Falcon, I like him.
Yeah.
That girl,
That black
she was supposed to be the Israeli mutant,
yeah,
whatever, but
they cut it all
current
out.
climate
Yeah.
you can't really have that going on, apparently.
Yeah, I feel like she was done a little dirty. There's nothing to her character.
And she's just short. She's so short.
I didn't want to be there with the scene. Was that a casting job?
She was so small. I was like, what's going on here?
She was supposed to be a completely different character, and then they just that's what some of the reshoots were. We're changing her character to a Black Widow, which her taking on 6-foot tall men, a tiny little thing. No,
It's tougher.
All right, so as we get into the roll-up, I'm rolling up with some sour diesel today. It's a classic if you haven't tried it. Do you guys have opinions on sour diesel?
it's a classic sativa. That's all I gotta say.
I love a good sativa. But yeah, I just want to start talking about what we're rolling up with. I kind of want to try and make it themed for the movies, but I couldn't find anything for this. There was some...
Bruce Banner just wouldn't.
No, it wouldn't. There's no Bruce Banner in this movie, even though there should be.
Yes. Exactly.
It was half a Hulk movie.
It was half a Hulk movie, which we could talk also for the roll-up. We're going to do a non-spoiler... Wait, what?
Sorry.
Excuse me, pal?
No.
This is my show, pal.
All right, go ahead. No, go ahead. Tell them about the...
The roll-up is going to be where we talk about the non-spoiler stuff and just get a vague description of how we feel about the movie before we dive deep into the spoilers. So overall, how are we feeling about the movie?
CGI was better than some other movies, except the scene with the... Why did we have to have all the cherry blossoms? Too much color going on with the Red Hulk with all the cherry blossoms. So bad. I was like, oh, come on.
I'm like, why didn't we just do the final fight at the White House?
Inside the White House?
I mean, just around it. They already destroyed it.
Yeah, they could have...
Yeah.
This is already going way into spoilers, I feel like. But they could have... Yeah,
I mean, not really spoilers.
well, I guess it's in the trailer.
It's vague stuff.
But they definitely could have done more tumbling around the White House.
Yeah.
They could have been in the Oval Office.
That would have been...
They could have been in other rooms.
Yeah.
Other White House rooms.
That would have been fun. That would have been a fun little scene. But yeah, the villains in this, I feel like is definitely a big letdown for most of it, which I'm not going to get too much into it. But I feel like there was too much going on with the villains where you're like, can we have some type of focus?
Yeah.
It would just switch off one by one, and it was just like, we could have done maybe 2.
Yeah, I really think the villains were part of the reshoots, for sure. You know?
Well, I can definitely confirm one of them was.
Giancarlo.
Yeah, his stuff was definitely reshoot stuff.
And it became very obvious to me, like halfway through, that the only person he ever talks to, interacts with, is Sam Wilson. Like, clearly he's never on set with everybody else.
Yeah. I mean, he was probably super expensive, and honestly, they wasted him. They should have had the wrestler play him and had him play Professor X.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
We'll get into that in a later episode.
Yeah, he was a little wasted.
Yeah, 100%.
What I do like about this movie is I like Cap's story in this movie. I think it's a decent Cap story. I hope they don't like do Anthony Mackie bogus because of this movie. He deserves a better Cap movie.
I did see some posts that said that this is their Captain America. They are moving forward with him as the leader. It's just obviously they gotta recover the Avengers, which I got hyped about. He's gonna shut that down in the movie too.
I don't know why you would say all that and then just not even do anything with it.
Yep, in the trailer.
Yeah, not even to like do a lineup at the end. I thought for sure it would be like
Rebuild.
I don't know who. Like I thought for sure it'd be like here's Spider-Man and young Hawkeye. Maybe not Spider-Man.
I don't think we're getting Spider-Man again in the Avengers anytime soon.
No.
Probably not.
Well, not until like the big movie. But
Yeah. He's not gonna be a part of the main team type shit.
Do you think Sam Wilson is gonna have a Captain America movie after Avengers Doomsday?
He better. Yeah. He better.
Because I feel like enough time. Like if that's 10 years from now, like when does Doomsday come out?
26.
Yeah,
Next year.
Yeah, because 26.
Yeah,
is
I think it's late next year, and then Secret Wars is summer next or 27.
Yeah, 27.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah,
But still, I can see them like rebooting, you know, with Secret Wars, doing a reboot, and then being like, oh,
give
Captain
him.
America's Bucky now.
Don't they should not do
I
that.
don't think they're gonna do that, the Bucky part, because they had the opportunity. They could have.
Yeah.
I'm glad they went with this outlet. Although speaking of Bucky, weird
Haircut.
transition.
Wait, let's.
Yeah,
Let me
I know. That's why I stopped myself, like the spoilers, but like weird transition.
We could start the spoilers because I finished rolling, so we can get into the faded talk.
Oh, okay.
Weird transition.
Yeah,
Okay, there's trailers out for a movie where he is in the Thunderbolts, but then he's super sophisticated congressman in this one.
Yeah.
Wow, what happened? What are we doing?
Isn't he gonna be a congressman in the next one? Isn't that? I feel like that's in the trailer, where he's like sitting.
he might. They might.
He is definitely sitting there in there, but like, how do you? I don't know. The world is getting so weird with them. Like it used to be so.
Yeah, like how does he get that job?
That's what I mean. Like he's about to be out here just destroying things with the other Thunderbolts, and it's just like cool.
I guess that's a question for Thunderbolts.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Which I feel like
What?
I'm much more excited for Thunderbolts. I know we're talking about Captain America, but I wish this had been Thunderbolts, you know, because that looks way better.
It looks better because it looks like it was actually filmed on like actual sets.
Yeah.
Well, this
Color
movie.
tone is perfect.
Are you being serious?
You guys were like,
Wait, say that again.
I said the colors for like Thunderbolts and like the
Yeah, everything looks,
looks
like
perfect.
It
for
looks
the tone, but
Well, then I was thinking it looks kind of gray, but I think in a good way.
What movie? Thunderbolts? Yeah, and this is in Captain America was kind of gray in the bad way.
Yeah, it was like, especially the daylight scenes, like the cherry blossom. It's like it is too like I don't even know what that like saturated or bright.
And like this is one of my like I overall think the movie's decent, but I do feel like it has some big issues. One of my big things is I feel like a lot of the camera work is weird and over sophisticated, where it's like it does a lot, but it doesn't really do anything with what it's doing. If you get what I'm saying.
I think I do get what you're saying.
Because there's a lot of like camera movements in the movie where I'm like, was that necessary?
To me,
Yeah.
I think it was like they were trying to do a Russo brothers
Yeah.
style, but they just like weren't as good.
No, yeah, definitely.
wasn't it the director's first time?
I think so. I think it's for
Like he did Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
It was the same writers from Falcon and Winter Soldier. Maybe the director did an episode or two of that, but I know it's definitely the same writers.
Okay. I mean, the first flying scene in that show was amazing.
Yeah.
So, and when they were flying around, like fighting the jets, CGI was a little rough there.
Yeah.
They pumped the CGI into Harrison Ford's Hulk, which after all the She-Hulk.
It looked really good.
I don't blame them. Yeah, I think a lot of the fight scenes in this one had some iffy CGI with them, except for the Hulk one. Like, that one was probably the best CGI.
Yeah.
And then they just pumped it all out of all the other scenes. Like, and not in a horrible way, but enough to where I was sitting there, and as somebody who usually says the CGI is great, I'm like,
One fight scene I liked, it was one of the reshoot fight scenes when in the beginning when he's fighting all those guys trying to get to Juan Carlos' character.
oh yeah, that was pretty.
That was a really good one. I like those ones, which they brought back the Winter Soldier fight choreographer. They brought him back with the reshoots, so a lot of the reshoot fight stuff, which explains that little like that fight in that like junkyard with Cap versus what's his
That's
name?
the best fight in the movie.
You think that's the best fight?
And that's the one. That's the only fight. Okay, when I say the best fight, it's the only fight where he's not wearing full armor. Besides, like, he's always got the armor and wings. And I
Yeah.
feel like that makes him the way he fights is just very different than Steve Rogers, but not in a good way.
It makes sense for sure. I get what you're saying.
Like, I kind of wish he just had the super soldier serum,
No.
That's the part where I disagree.
No, I
definitely
can tell you
his
what,
wings are the super soldier serum.
yeah.
It's vibrating.
He can he does
Except for
enough
when they
with-
get torn off, but
Yeah, he does enough with them. They make up for it. And I feel like going down the super soldier serum is an easy way about it. And he saw that in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
yeah, when they won against.
And it also like goes towards more like Sam's characters. He would rather work twice as hard to get what he deserves type shit.
But I also feel like he'd just be jelly the way he gets knocked around,
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know, but it's comic book stuff.
I know.
Honestly, if he didn't get the vibranium wings with all that extra like shit on him and stuff,
Are you talking about like with the Hulk part?
yeah, like if he didn't have a lot of that, like if it was just Falcon
Yeah.
wings,
Which also
Yeah.
he's out.
Cap wouldn't have been able to do much against Hulk either.
No.
Oh no,
Cap-
by himself? Hell no, dude, nah, no way.
He would get wrecked.
Yeah.
Which people are like, how could Sam do anything? Which they kind of show. Which I like that they were doing a lot more stuff with the wings.
Yeah.
And they were trying to like show. And I do like the vibranium stuff with it. I do wish they gave him an adamantium suit.
They can technically.
Adamantium. Yeah.
They can after this.
Yeah, because I'm like, they brought it up in this. It would have made sense if they just gave him it towards the end. And that would have definitely helped against Hulk. It would have still been close to basically the same ending, but it would have helped a little bit more.
That was an easy out to bring adamantium into the MCU for sure.
Yeah.
But it was valid. I mean, I like how they closed up that story, but
Do you think they'll make
RIP.
an MCU Wolverine out of that specific adamantium?
I am very, very curious how they're going to bring in the X-Men. And whether they're going to be young and just appear after all the crazy shit in the next two big movies, or
Or are they going to like merge universes and be like, the mutants were here the whole time?
something like that. Yeah.
I don't know.
Bring back Wanda.
Probably after Secret. I think it's gonna be the first movie after Secret Wars. Is Mutants. I think so because they're already about to cast it. They're already about to cast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're filming next year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, I don't keep up with the MCU schedule like I used to.
Yeah, they're like.
It's not even like on the schedule officially, but it's the fact that they're casting and getting it done that like. I mean, I'm hoping the cast I've seen is the cast.
But the fact that we're getting rumors for the cast in general means that they're starting.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure they're definitely filming next year. They're filming a lot. So more about the villain. My problem with the villains. All right. It's too overcomplicated when you have the three villains, all three of them in the story. You should have just kept two. It should have been just two.
I'm convinced that I don't know. I really want to know what the movie looked like before the reshoots because I'm convinced that the villains, at least because we know the one guy. I know
The leader?
Yeah.
Or
Even
no,
the leader, like I feel like he was like,
he's always been in the movie.
yeah, but I feel like he's copy and pasted onto the screen sometimes. Did you guys feel that? Like
Felt that in like two other times for sure.
Yeah.
Sam at the end credit.
Yeah.
And then Betty Ross. I get that right?
Oh, yes.
Okay, I'm like,
Yes.
dude, it looked like she was pasted onto the screen, like 100%.
Like, there was a lot of that.
There was, which, yeah, there was a lot of that with the CGI, which I'm like, come on, we could have cleaned that
But
up.
so with the villains, I feel like that's when they added one too many.
Yeah, because I think what happened is they realized they didn't explain enough about the leader. So they were like, we need to add a character to explain more about the leader. And that's why, I think his name's Sidewinder.
Yeah.
That's why he does that whole speech or whatever to Sam while he's locked up in jail about explaining the leader and everything, because they probably didn't explain enough about the leader, which I'm like, you could have fixed that in other ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%.
You could have made that basically the Black Widow in this movie figure that out.
See, that's why I'm like, I want to know what it looked like before the region.
Yeah.
Because there had to be something. What did they cut out? And because it was a step with Black Widow, the not Widow. You know what I'm saying?
There was more Serpent Society people. It was it was like a different group of people. I think there was like 2 of them. I know there was like a wrestler or someone.
No, he was supposed to be the character Giancarlo.
Was he?
But yeah,
Okay.
but I believe he got cut out, and then
they filmed.
They were like, oh, Giancarlo's available. I saw some like interview, and they're just like, we had to grab him. I'm like, no, you didn't. you could have used them at what? Why did Kevin Feige sign off on that?
Yeah.
Look at you.
My thing is they're probably just gonna do a Serpent Society movie as Cap's next movie.
Do you think they'll turn into giant serpent men?
I hope so.
I really want them to.
Please, just give me comic book stuff in these movies.
That's what
I feel like we're getting there.
Yeah.
Like the upcoming movies, I mean, we're getting Void, we're getting Galactus, like in a way like that. Like we're getting a lot of characters that are definitely going to.
That's another thing. This movie didn't have enough style. Those next 2 movies obviously have a certain style they're going for.
Yeah.
Especially with Fantastic Four.
Style of this one was like, we're doing Winter Soldier.
Yeah, this movie really wanted to be Winter Soldier in a lot of ways. Like when they went to that bunker where the leader was kept, that was basically Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
But also, I kind of like the leader's like plot in this, that he's like poisoning
That
Ross.
wasn't bad, yeah.
And it's like, yeah, of course he's gonna do that. He's the leader. He's always thinking about that shit. I just wish that we had another Hulk fight. Like maybe have him Hulk out on the boat, and then no one they're like, what the fuck was that? And then he gets back home, they don't know it was him.
That would have been pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It's like nobody knew that was him.
Yeah.
When it started.
Because that was a big thing in the comics with the Red Hulk for like the first year or 2. No one knew who the Red Hulk was.
Right.
And then they figured it out because he doesn't have the fucking mustache.
He shouldn't have the mustache. I honestly think Harrison Ford should have kept the mustache.
That scene where he had the mustache for a little bit, it was hilarious.
No one had to know what that did. No, shaving it and then saying this is the same guy is fine. But when they kept it, I was like, that's not it. That's a mustache, but it's not hitting like the last guy.
Yeah.
The other one was iconic. Yeah, it was a lot of a movie shoved into one. I enjoyed it.
It was also paced weird.
The pacing was pretty mid.
I think that's what, like, I would definitely rewatch this, but the pacing was like, oh, I don't want to, like, it's only 2 hours too. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, that was a quick movie, which I would appreciate it. Because I was awfully bored during some parts.
That's what I mean. There's some parts that just like you could cut out.
Because there's just like a lot of explaining the villains. There's a lot of like him asking the Serpent Society what's up, and like, oh,
that's another issue with this movie for me is like the dialogue. I feel like a lot of dialogue over explains shit. Like,
yeah, they were going in.
I was telling Chris after we saw this, I was like, in the beginning when he was like on the phone, he was like, "Did you talk to Betty, my daughter?" I was like, bro.
we get it.
One, you don't have to explain to that's his daughter right there. We can just interpret it as we go along with the movie because we're gonna see her at one point anyway. And I was just like, that just felt like too much already.
Yeah. Or when they land in the cherry blossoms, and Anthony Mackie's like, "Look, the cherry blossoms that you and your daughter like."
I gotta double check during the production of this song. I feel like this movie suffered from the writer's strike.
Yeah, probably.
It definitely feels
I
like
saw articles about that. I didn't read them, to be honest with you, but I've seen. I'm just saying.
There's definitely a headline.
So there's headlines, but
I feel like they started production like during COVID.
that. This got delayed.
Yeah.
This got
should
delayed.
come out like 3 years ago.
Not that long ago. No.
that would be crazy 3 years ago.
No.
Well, just in general, I feel like my excitement over Anthony Mackie being Captain America was at the peak at the end of Endgame, you know?
Yeah.
That's valid.
And it was like, it felt like it took a little too long to get to a movie.
He should have probably been the first movie after everything.
Yeah.
That they should have
Or
opened.
second.
Yeah, second.
Should have been early. Not Black Widow. Black Widow should have been in phase 3. And then Captain America should have been where Black Widow.
Sometimes I forget that that's a movie in this whole. I'm like, oh yeah, who's the villain? That Taskmaster. Ooh.
We're also excited to see Taskmaster and Thunderbolts.
Taskmaster.
Let's not say too much about that. They definitely showed too much with the trailers, but despite all the issues, I still had a pretty decent time with the movie. I feel like the chemistry between Cap and Falcon is really good again. I like the new Falcon.
Oh yeah, I like the scene when they're all hanging out. It's early before they go to the White House. They're training, and then they go to the White House.
Yeah,
The 3 of them have like good chemistry.
that was a good vibe. I like all the Isaiah Bradley stuff.
So good.
Maybe
Such a good
he had
character.
1 or 2 extra scenes that they could have cut out to save time. But other than that,
I like seeing him act though. Like that man was going in.
yeah,
I'm
he
just
was
like,
crazy.
okay, this is the Captain America.
How did you feel about Harrison Ford's acting?
Some parts were pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean,
But some parts where that ending speech or like him like hulking out was pretty good. I like seeing him walk out.
I did like the Hulk out was good. It was a good Hulk out.
He
yeah,
was like,
that was actually pretty good when he was talking out. That was
Yeah.
I'm like, that's how he feels anytime someone asks him about Star Wars. He's over it. Yeah, that Hulk out scene at the White House was really good. I really liked that. I just didn't like how I feel like that felt more real, and they had an actual set than when they were in the cherry blossoms.
Yeah.
Like, Marvel, can we stop doing these
It's just so inconsistent.
like we see all these decent sets and stuff, and then we're just thrown into a whole field of CGI, and we're like, we could see this, Marvel. We know you could do half of this set.
Yeah. There's one scene where it's when he's talking to the Serpent Society guy, and it's like they're all outside, and he gives I don't remember any of the new characters' names, the new Black Widow.
I don't remember her name either.
He gives her the ear listening piece, and he's like, hey, listen into this conversation. And he's on a set. But then when he goes to talk to Giancarlo, it becomes a CGI screen in the background. And it's like, that's the contrast of like, there's good, sometimes it looks good, but then when they do the reshoots, it's like clearly like they're just standing in front of a green screen.
Yeah.
And they had to get it done in an afternoon or something. You know?
Yeah. That's what happens when they don't think this stuff through.
Right.
And they're like writing as they go type shit. Yeah. Which I'm thinking they're stopping. I'm hoping they do. Because I don't know. It seems like with Doomsday, they're just going to go in there with most of the script. I'm like, let's finish that before we start.
And you read it over.
Yeah. Because some parts in this weren't read over. So overall, what did you guys like about the movie?
the delay is a bad sign. The
I just
Hulk,
wanted you to go first.
the Hulk CGI was great.
Mm-hmm.
I just like Anthony Mackie as Falcon
Good.
or Cap. So it's like it was great, but it also the CGI killed it.
There's a lot of issues.
And
There's a lot of
pacing
issues.
of the story killed it.
I think it was fun. It was definitely held together with duct tape, you know?
Perfect example.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Like, it was getting the job done.
Did you stay for the post credits?
Oh my god, that was terrible. Come on, what was that?
I was so done. I was like, it's just the leader just saying some bullshit.
Literally.
And I'm just like, is he talking about multiverse stuff?
Yes.
Okay, we already knew this.
Right. They were desperate. They needed something.
It definitely should have been, give us some of the Avengers.
Do you think it was previously like Kang? Do you think they already filmed it, you know?
I don't think it was King.
And then like that's why. Do you think they had nothing, so they had to like?
Yeah, I think they had nothing. They were like, fuck it. I think they stopped caring with the post credits now because they were like, we were teasing too much characters, so no new characters. We're just gonna tease a little bit
Take
bullshit.
that away from you.
Yeah, I'm just like, it's because you guys are teasing stuff and then not coming back to it.
No, yeah, it's not that hard. Like write it into a story a little bit.
Weird
Like-
Harry Styles. That's all I want to know.
Connect the movies.
To
That's
be
all you have to
honest,
do.
I want I can't remember his name, but with the black sword where Blade talked at the
Hercules.
end.
No.
Oh,
The Black Knight.
I thought you were talking about Love and Thunder.
No,
But yeah, Hercules was one of them. They just have, there's so many characters that I'm like, you guys just introduced and then just left there, and we're still like wondering, yeah, Scar. I'm just like, there's like 6 characters. What are they doing? You guys talked about them, but there's nothing. There was no Hulk characters from She-Hulk in this. When you realize that, you're like, there's Hulk characters in this. Why didn't you tie that shit in? Maybe the leader was behind some shit in She-Hulk. Nope, they didn't tie that in.
Yeah.
Like,
And it should have made his head taller.
yeah, his head should have been taller. He should have had a huge head.
Yeah. Big head.
Come on. What the
Like it was
fuck?
bubbly.
You guys,
It could have been bigger.
we just wanted the big head.
but they were like, yo, they hated MODOK.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. They're like, let's just make his head fucked up. And I'm just like, ugh. How high would you get for this movie?
High enough. You want?
I'm saying you get Blaze.
Yeah.
Do
Pretty high.
like 6 or 7 long rips. Come in here because it's a long movie overall, or it feels like a long movie.
It does, yeah, the pacing.
Get high, vibe with Cap and Falcon as they go through this bullshit. They're done with it as much as we're done with it, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cap's like, what's happening? What's this plot? We're like, I'm saying, Cap.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh shit, there's a Red Hulk. And I'm like, yeah.
And then you're through. And then you're done. That's all I need. So yeah, just get high enough to do that.
Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? No.
No, it was a solid one. I would
Yeah.
definitely get, if I knew about it, I'd get fried.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
I also don't think this isn't the worst Marvel movie from like this phase of the last phase. This is still better than a decent amount of them.
Yeah.
It's definitely better than the Marvels. Definitely better than Thor: Love and Thunder. I would rather watch this again over Eternals.
Over Eternal?
Yeah. No?
I don't know. I like Eternals. I liked it. Like, I didn't love it, but I would want a second one, and I stand on it.
I would want a second Eternals. I'd want a second Eternals before I want a second Captain America Brave New World.
Wow.
That's not to say I don't want a Captain America. Actually, that's
Wow.
a really bold take.
That's crazy.
I just think that for me to be excited about Captain America.
You're gonna do Sam like that? We said he deserves a better movie.
Okay, hold on. Don't put that on the internet.
It's going on the internet. It's gonna be a clip.
That's not good. Yeah, I just think they need. It just wasn't. I need something that's not just Winter Soldier again. Is what,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I need to be excited about a Captain America movie again.
I feel that they definitely like,
I mean, like a weird sci-fi thing. You know.
yeah, like find a director who wants to do some crazy shit.
Yeah.
Do some weird shit.
Yeah. Some big heads.
Yeah.
Or you know, whatever.
All right. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Bye.